Good evening, Northeast 8 viewers. In a momentous cultural exchange, Padma Bhushan awardee Sri Javed Akhtar, the iconic lyricist and screenwriter behind timeless Bollywood hits, and his wife, veteran actress Sri Shabana Azmi, is at our Sempa in Jotsama today for a special Creative Connect session. The power couple is going to interact closely with Nagaland's budding influencers, young artists, and creative talents, discussing the magic of songwriting, filmmaking, and performing arts that bridges generations and cultures. The visit highlights growing ties between Bollywood legends and our vibrant Northeast youth. Don't miss the inspiring moments and key takeaways from the session.
Tonight we are very privileged and also very grateful to Sri Abu Mehta, the advisor to the Chief Minister, a very busy man, who wears many hats, but thank you, sir, for making the time to be with us. We truly are grateful on behalf of all the young people and music and arts fraternity. We are grateful to you and thank you for making time for us all the time. He is the one we trouble the most, but he's always been there to grow the extra mile, and we are very grateful to you. I know he has a lot on his plate tonight, but I will add one more, and that is to welcome him on stage to felicitate our guests who are here from Mumbai, from IPRS. That was the Unity shawl that was just being presented. It's a brand new shawl. a new design, and probably he's among the first to receive this. So we are very, very happy for this. Simultaneously, I would like to request Sir Javed Akhtar, sir, to please hand over a symbolic gesture of the partnership between IPRS and TAFMA, the launch of the IP Hub in Nagaland chapter. So if you can kindly hand over this to our advisor to CM. And every chance he gets, he's in Nagaland. We are very happy that you are here again. God bless you. Signing, the difficult ones, he does it. Thank you, thank you. Javed Akhtar, sir, first rose to fame as part of the iconic screenwriting duo Salim Javed, alongside Salim Javed Khan. Together they wrote some of Bollywood's most legendary films, including Sholay, Diwar, Zanjeer, which redefined mainstream Indian cinema. Over the years, he has received several prestigious honors, including the Padma Bhushan and multiple National Film Awards. He has also been a member of the Rajya Sabha, contributing to cultural and social discussions at the national level. Javed Akhtar, sir, is married to acclaimed actress Shabana Azmi, on his left, seated there. And together they are regarded as one of India's most influential cultural figures. Beyond films, he is known for his outspoken views on social issues, secularism, and freedom of expression, making him not just a creative icon, but also a strong public intellectual. One more round of applause for Sir Javed, sir. The night won't be complete. I know you want to start hearing his voice, but please let me bore you for a few more seconds. Padma Bhushan Srimati Shabana Azmi is one of India's most respected actresses and a prominent public figure known for her work in cinema and social activism. Madam Shabana Azmi became a leading figure in India's parallel cinema movement, known for powerful, realistic storytelling. Some of her most acclaimed films include Ankur, Arth, and Par. Over her career, she has won multiple National Film Awards and has also received the prestigious Padma Bhushan for contribution to the arts. Beyond acting, she is a passionate activist working on issues like women's rights, child welfare, and HIV and AIDS awareness. Madam Shabana Azmi continues to be an influential voice in both cinema and social causes, admired for her talent, intellect, and commitment to meaningful change. Welcome once again, Madam.
On behalf of all of us, once again we welcome Javed Saab and Shabana ji to Nagaland, the land of festivals. We know it's not easy to get here. It's this far corner of the country, and you do burn a lot of calories taking that road from Dimapur to Kohima. But we are so grateful, so happy, so excited that you made it, and Nagaland is indeed honored to host you in this historic and iconic Kohima. Welcome to Nagaland again. Aji evening to mohe nervous asade. To be seated, along such legendary icons, national treasures. I'm the one who's most nervous. I don't know where to start, how to start, what to ask. No, here you go.
Okay, this is what he told us yesterday. And I said, I can promise you, genetically, you are incapable of being nervous. So we do not accept the fact that you are nervous at all. We are extremely nervous ourselves because we know how easy you are with the mic.
Thank you, ma'am. But you know, in Nagamese we say "Kaan lal ho jaye." The ears are gone red.
मुझे तो नहीं नजर आ रहा, सिर्फ शॉल लाल नजर आ रहा.
So anyway, let's get this going, and I need your help, your participation later. We're going to throw this conversation into the audience because this has to be, one whole together movement, one whole together conversation where you're part of it, we're all part of this. So, Shabana ji, this is your first visit to Nagaland. Your first impressions.
You know, I've been so excited to come here for so long, ever since Javed Sahab came for the Hornbill festival a couple of years ago. He's been talking to me so much about this, and so I imposed myself on this. When I got to know that he's being invited, I said, I also want to definitely come. And I've had an absolutely stunning experience. I can tell you that you're saying that it was a very difficult ride. That ride is nothing compared to the fact that we take a piece of Nagaland in our hearts when we go back. So thank you for your hospitality and for being even more than everything that we had imagined.
Thank you. I was talking to a friend the other day and I was saying, Mr. Javed Akhtar is coming to Nagaland and we're having a program. So he said, no, you don't call him Sir Javed, you don't call him Mr. You call him Javed Saab. So this language and protocols we are not very familiar in Nagaland. So Sir Javed Saab sir, this is your second visit to Nagaland. You were here in Hornbill, I think more than 10 years ago. A lot of changed after that. Of course, you're not experiencing the Hornbill again this time. But your impressions then and coming back to Nagaland, your first thoughts, sir?
Sir, at the very outset, I would like to thank Mr. Teja for a very generous and kind introduction. But he has repeated this word, Padma Bhushan, so often that I'm afraid that we may start calling each other Padma Bhushan instead of taking our name. As far as my experience is concerned, honestly, I mean, people say these things out of formality or this is the way you talk, but I mean it from the depth of my heart. It has been a pleasure, and it is still a pleasure, to come to this part of the world. It is not only beautiful, it has beautiful people. People are decent, nice, simple, straight, they say what they mean what they say. They are not complicated, they are good people. And that is the biggest thing for any place in the world. Because ultimately the places are made not only by mountains and rivers and trees and beautiful natural sites, but ultimately what matters is who are the people who are living there. You are very good people. I am convinced about it. And there is so much to learn from Nagaland, the rest of us. We should learn that simplicity, that honesty, that focus. You know, wherever people from Nagaland are working in India, Delhi, Bombay, everybody who has employed them tells me, and it's honest data, that they are the best workers, they are honest, they are hardworking, they are sincere. How lovely it is that the world has this opinion about you, and you take care that it should never change, even reduce to an iota. So it's a pleasure coming here. It's a pleasure meeting such wonderful people, besides listening to such good music. I mean, this place is really so fertile for music. And we have come here, Mr. Nigam, who is the CEO for IPRS. Now I must tell you a few things about IPRS. It is Indian Performing Rights Society, recognized by the government. This is the only society in the country. We look after the interest of the composers and lyricists. Their music is played not only all over India, but it is played in Latin America, in Middle East, in Gulf, in Far East and so on, everywhere. Indian music is very popular. So no single person can cover their royalties that are generated everywhere. This is the organization that collects their royalties and gives it. It's a no profit, no gain society. And we started together as a team in 2017, and this is 2026, it means 19 years. When we started, the collection from all over the world was 40 to 45 crores for all the languages and everything. Today it has crossed more than 730 crores. And now we have come here not to tell you that your music is exceptional. But I don't think that, and we all of us don't think, that you get the kind of royalty that you deserve, your artists, your composers, because no individuals can collect it. It's not possible. So we have invited, and your organization will be kind enough to have make some kind of alliance, but we should work together. You have such wonderful music, such great composition, and they are, some of them are tribal, some of them are Western influence, some of them are the synthesis of that. We take that music, we put words from the other language, say Hindi, Urdu, and we give you the folk music or the exceptional music of that part of India, and we put local language on that tune. So we intend to develop some kind of music which will have some influences from here, some influences from somewhere else, and that can be kind of a very, very new and very original, because this combination has never been tried. So we intend to go in that direction. So wonderful to come here, and I have been telling Shabana about Hornbill Festival. Well, unfortunately, we wanted to come this December, we couldn't, but hopefully we will come to Hornbill Festival in the next September. Thank you.
Sir, you were talking about music which you liked and enjoyed. You also tried some Naga food last time and this time.
Sir, I love the food, but as a matter of fact, I am not a connoisseur. I think you should talk about Shabana. She knows much more about food than what I do. So, yes, this afternoon we had wonderful food there. Wonderful. But I think she will be able to...
Shabana ji, you did try some Naga food yesterday.
Of course, I've been eating only Naga food. And in spite of the fact that the chutney is very, very spicy, I still have it. And it is delicious, absolutely delicious.
A lot of people who come to Nagaland come with apprehensions, especially vegetarians. It's difficult to get vegetarian food here. Then so they asked that, what type of food do you get? So my normal answer is, Nagas are not vegetarians. Nagas are not non-vegetarians also. We are everytarians. We eat everything. Everything means that moves and does not move also.
Yeah. You can tell them that we offer you only those animals who are vegetarian.
Let's get into, sir, I watched Sholay as a kid. I watched Sholay with my parents. I watched Sholay with my girlfriends. And I watched Sholay with my kids now.
Girlfriends ke baad you didn't say wife. Wives?
So after the girlfriends came the wife. So now I watch Sholay with my kids. Sir, tell us, because I'm sure everybody here who has not seen Sholay, leave the room.
Who has not seen? Must be somebody. It's not possible that everybody has seen Sholay. That's not possible. Have you seen Sholay?
Yes.
Yeah.
5 times.
5 times. Oh. Sir, please ask times, not have you seen.
Now what do I tell about Sholay? You see, when we started with an idea, a germ of an idea, and then a plot, and then screenplay. We had no idea that it will become such a big film. But when we completed the detailed scenario, or what we call a screenplay, it means the scenes, all the scenes were written, the story was turned into big scenes. Then we realized that there are so many characters that we can have a very big cast. Honestly, it was realized somewhere while we were developing the screenplay. We had not planned the screenplay to have a big cast. And then the producer, Mr. GPCP, he has passed away, but was really a man of a very large heart, and he was an adventurer, a very courageous businessman. So he decided to make it in 70 mm. He decided to have some foreign action experts to come and shoot the fight scenes and action scenes and chase scenes and so on. And it was made on a totally unprecedented scale, maybe because he liked the script. And then when the picture was released, we were sure that it will run. But perhaps they released it in too many theatres. Within one vicinity, 3 theatres are running the picture. And in the first week, the industry got the impression the picture is not doing well, because some of the theatres are not full in the first theatre. So the report that came out was that the picture has flopped. And for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, this was believed by film industry and people that the picture is not done well, it has failed. And it is interesting, it is something to be learned. Because when the report was, it is a flop, what we did, Salim and me, who were the partners, we gave an advertisement in all the big film trade papers, full page advertisement, that this picture will be a major hit. And we became a butt of jokes. But that is not important. What is important, and that is to be learned, that everybody, very major directors, producers, experienced producers, directors, they would explain it to us why it could not have run. It was beyond possibility. You see, there are some basic mistakes in the narrative and characterization. So it is obvious that it was destined to fail. So what happens, what we should learn, that when you are discouraged like this, never get discouraged. Don't bother. You should work honestly, you should see, am I right? And you have to be ruthlessly objective about your work. And if you do it, you are satisfied, you are confident, don't bother if somebody is trying to demoralize you. It doesn't matter. And ultimately they had to eat humble pie, because after 3 weeks they realized that the picture is not coming down, the collections are not coming down, and they kept on. The picture ran in a theatre for 6 years, and it was removed because they had to put some other film. And till last day it was houseful. So every pundit, every master of cinema had explained to us why this film could not have run. They will tell you whenever you will plan something, whenever you will make an ambition, whenever you will make a goal, there will be people who will tell you that this is not a good idea. Don't listen. If you are convinced, go ahead.
Thank you. Shabana, you acted with the biggest stars of Indian cinema. We want to know how it was initially coming into the film industry as a young actor. What were your experiences?
You see, I am a professionally trained actor. I was at the Film and Television Institute of India. I came out with the gold medal for the best actress, but best student in acting. But I was very fortunate because at that time, when I entered in the early 70s, people from the Film Institute were very quickly being absorbed into the film industry because Jaya Bhadri was there, Shatrughan Sinha was there, Danny Denzongpa, all of them. So there was a certain amount of interest from the film industry. So I signed 2 films even when I was a student. And literally within the first week of passing out from the Film Institute, I was shooting my first film. So I didn't have the usual struggle that people have to do. So I didn't have a period of struggle. But because I started with a film called Ankur, which then got recognized as parallel cinema, and it became a big success commercially, it got me the National Award for the Best Actress. It also was taken to the Berlin International Film Festival. And so from then on, things became easy. I really do think that my career is about being at the right place at the right time. And very early in my career, I started working with Shashi Kapoor. And the film that I did with him, Fakira, was a big hit. So it just snowballed after that.
You acted and you were at the same time involved in the film industry with, as I said, the bigger stars. You mentioned Shashi Kapoor, Amitabh Bachchan, Dharamveer, Shatrughan Sinha, Rajesh Khanna. This gentleman, how did he come along?
How did he come along where? In my life?
Yes.
He'll tell you the story. Actually, when he first saw me, I think I was 5 years old or something like that. Because our parents were friends. They were both, fathers were writers, they were poets, they were members of the Communist Party, they were members of the progressive writers movement at that time. So we have very similar backgrounds. So in fact, it's often said that actually they come from such similar backgrounds that they should have had an arranged marriage. So I think it was meant to be. But what I want to ask is, are these all music students?
No, they're not. They're musicians, they're artists, they're students, teachers, professors. I see a lot of familiar faces, right?
Okay. All right, I understand.
Across the canvas.
Okay, so how many of you know the work of Farhan Akhtar and like him? Okay, that's good. Because we have now got used to the fact that we have young people come running to us and, we start combing our hair and all that and look very confident and they say, we are big fans of Farhan Akhtar. Can you please tell her? And we say, okay, but what about us? Haha, you also. But the young, normally, that's the kind of reaction that we have to him. So I'm glad that from here we didn't get such an overwhelming majority.
Not only that, so many young people have told me, sir, you look so much like Farhan. I tell them, yes, when I was 5 years old, since then everybody is telling me, he looks like Farhan, who would be born after 40 years.
So now that the subject of Farhan has come into the conversation, sir, you were saying you definitely want to come back for the Hornbill Festival. We'd love to have you back, definitely, and Shabana ji must accompany you. But ekta condition to do like na, Farhan ko lana padega, Soya ko lana padega.
I'm sure they will be delighted. They will be delighted. It was an experience of a lifetime for them. So I don't think you'll have to persuade them a lot. If they're not working, if they're not shooting at that time, I'm sure they'll be very excited to come.
Definitely.
But besides coming to Hornbill Festival like a guest and watching it and going back, what is more important for me, that, there's unbelievable talent in this part of the world. And this music and this creativity should get right exposure. It should reach every corner of the country and the world. And I think Mr. Nigam and the team is working in that direction. And I'm also with them, of course. And we will collaborate with them. We want to collaborate with them. We want to bring these artists on the national stage. That is necessary. That is important. We had sent a very talented songwriter to Hungary, and we are backing certain groups, but that is not enough. That is the beginning. We want to collaborate with them. We find new artists. There is a lot of talent in the rest of India also, and with the talented musicians, singers, writers. If we collaborate with them, like we take successful tunes, folk tunes or semi-folk tunes of North India or anywhere, and have songs in local language here, and take famous tunes from here and have songs in Hindi. This is how gradually we, both the, I think, sides of the language of all will become familiar with each other's work. And that
And
is
I
what
also think that Hindi cinema, in fact all Indian cinema, takes very liberally from folk music, takes very liberally from tribal music. And the good news is I was told that A.R. Rahman has now been given 3 acres by the government, and he's going to set up an academy over here, and he's absolutely delighted with the kind of talent there is here. So I think that's going to really just break open the skies.
Right.
It'll be excellent.
Absolutely. And also now that we're talking about cinema, Indian cinema and languages, there's one thing is that the talent, the culture, the stories of the region of Nagaland, of the Northeast, many a times is underrepresented, misrepresented, misunderstood. You are icons of that sector, be it cinema, be it literature, be it the arts, be it activism. So your thoughts, your opinions, and how do we use art, cinema, film, talent, innovation, creativity to break that distance between the mainland and this part of the country?
Because art and creativity inherently knows no barriers, and of that particularly music is the one that transgresses. In fact, Javed had
universal language.
Universal language, and Javed, if you remember, there was a film called Border, in which she had said, Panchi Nadiya, वो क्या बोला था उसको अंग्रेजी में बताओ? हाँ हाँ, पवन के झोंके, कोई सरहद ना इन्हें रोके. So, translated, it would mean, बोलिए जावेद साहब.
A bird, wind, and river. They
It
don't
knows no
adapt to
boundaries.
any border.
They
I
don't have
think
boundaries.
we can include music also. Music also doesn't need passports and visas. So we have to see to it that we collaborate with the great talent of Nagaland, and it will be in mutual benefit. We are not making any sacrifice, or we are not giving a helping hand. There is nothing condescending about it. We know that it will be good for us, good for you. So it will be a mutual gain, and we must do that. We have invited, it is still what you call germ of an idea. So that some singers, some writers, some composers should come to Bombay, and we will have one big 10 days of 1 week session where we'll work together, create new songs. We'll have young writers and singers along with that, and this will be a first step in that direction.
It's been 40, 50 years since you started working in the film industry. A lot has changed from the days of Sholay to today. Technology, OTTs, parallel cinema has changed. Bollywood itself is coming up with so many new narratives. How do you see this? What is your observation? Because you've observed it from close quarters, from within and at close quarters for decades, both of you.
I think film industry is also part of society, and when the society will change, film industry will also change. Things are changing, and they are gaining the speed. The change is gaining speed every day. When I went to film industry, when perhaps most of you were not born that time, it was a kind of a feudal structure. The producer was some kind of a landlord. And now, feudal structure also has its plus and minuses because it is more personal, more friendly, more family-like. But gradually now the corporate culture has taken over. It is more to the point, maybe less emotional, but more disciplined and so on. So life offers you packages. And every package has something good, something bad. And you keep on weighing which package is better. So this package also has something good, something bad, and the last package of 50, 60, 17, 18, also had something good, something bad. But things have changed a lot. You know, it has become much more professional, but much more impersonal. There is no shortage of money, but then there is a kind of a desperate hurry. When they were short of money, they used to take their own time to make the film. Now since money is available, it happens in a very fast speed. And perhaps we are gaining speed at the cost of depth. So we have technology, 60s, 50s did not have this kind of fine technology, not such beautiful lenses or such fine recording systems. But at the same time, there was certain depth. That depth is gone. We hopefully will gain it. You know, films like Avara or Pyasa or Mother India or so many films, Bandhani, they were very, very deep pictures. There was depth. There was a kind of a time to have second look. Now tempo has increased and there is no time for second look. So before you can see one thing, before you can hear one note of music, the music's tempo has also increased to an extent of almost frenzy. Because why? There is some kind of a hurry in narratives, in music, in beats, in everything. Why? If you will move that forward, that with such a speed, you won't have done. That is what is happening. And I think that there is some kind of a consciousness in the musicians, in writers, which gradually will come back. And I think I see a better future.
Shabana ji, movies then, movies now. Same question. I mean, you've seen it evolve.
You know, there was a time when movies were being made and there was no written screenplay. In fact, Salim Javed were the first people who gave you a written screenplay. Earlier, you would be told a storyline and there would be situations, and all of us were doing like 12 films at one time, including me. So it was broken into shifts. So like from 7 o'clock to 2 o'clock, I would be working with Sanjeev Kumar in one film. And then from 2 o'clock, I would go to another shift for another film. And from 2 o'clock to 10 o'clock, it would be another shift. So it was impossible to actually pay attention and create a character. In fact, I used to say that if something like this were to happen in Hollywood, they would all just collapse and say this is something that we cannot do. So it was, I mean, there were situations, imagine, when I was doing a scene with Rajesh Khanna. We did the first page of the scene not knowing what the second page is going to be, because Qadir Khan, who was also an actor and a writer, was in another studio writing the... Can you imagine? So we were doing the first page and then waiting for the second page to come, or garma garam roti ki tarah aata tha, and then we would be able to do it. So obviously we weren't able to create characters in a realistic way, because Hindi mainstream cinema has always called for a willing suspension of disbelief. Now it is becoming much better. Actors, because of all the corporate money that has come in, actors are doing only one film at a time, because of which they can spend time, making their body types the way it has to be, growing their hair, growing the beard, whatever. Because, there was a film called Qarz in the 80s. It was a big hit, and Rishi Kapoor was playing the guitar in that. He was rock star. and he was not playing any chords at all. He was just strumming the guitar and everybody accepted it. Today it is impossible. If you have to be a musician and if you have to play the instrument, you better learn to play it properly. You know, Farhan Akhtar in fact is going to be acting in a film by Sam Mendes in which he is playing Ravi Shankar. He has already started working on the sitar. He's only going to start shooting in, one schedule is going to be in June, but the other one is going to be in December. By then he will have completely learnt the guitar. So people are able to devote much more time. So the acting standards, I think, have improved greatly. And in another area, I think there's been an improvement is in the portrayal of women. Because earlier, women in Hindi cinema were within the stereotype. You know, you were the suffering mother, the loving wife, the sacrificing sister, all of them, but in stereotypes. Then a period came when we decided, all right, so this is not correct, so now let's talk about women. So then it became completely mad. It became Zakhmi Aurat, main jeene nahi dungi, main marne nahi dungi, I won't let you live, I won't let you die. So we were just playing stereotypical. First there were Rambos and then we were playing Rambolinas. It now slowly has started changing where even in mainstream cinema, women are having much more progressive roles. Because even till the 90s, if you saw the main films, you'll think that Indian women wear yellow chiffon sarees and dance in the Alps. They never did any work, they never had a profession, they were just somebody. Now that is changing, and that for me as a woman is very, very important.
Absolutely. And you know, when we talk about cinema of that time and now, the 3-hour, 4-hour Hollywood melodrama, which had everything in it, will that ever make a comeback?
I hope not.
But the Dhurandhar, which is an unprecedentedly successful film, is a very long film. It's a very long film. So that's not. Somebody had asked the director of Godfather, what was his name, that how long a film should be. And he said, as long as it is interesting. I remember somebody had shown me a film before the release to take my advice. And I went there and I thought I'll die watching this film because it will never end. When it ended, I rushed down. And unfortunately, in the evening I went to a party and that producer director was right there. So now I couldn't have moved. So he said, what did you think of the film? I said, it's good, but I think you should reduce the length. So he said, by how many feet? I said, by 3,000 to 4,000 feet. He said, what are you saying? The picture is only 11,000 feet long. So, if the picture is boring you remember a boring documentary can bore you within 1,000 feet. And if it is interesting film like Godfather was, it was more than 3 hours, you never mind it. As long as you can hold the attention of the people, that's...
I disagree with Javed Sahab over there. Because I think, yes, an exception can happen.
I thought an exception will happen.
Which means I'm interrupting him. That I wouldn't interrupt him is the exception he thought. But that can't happen. But I do think that, see, today the world is moving so fast and the attention span is becoming so short that people cannot hold on to a thing for very, very long. Now listen, which is tragic, I think, that people are now only on Instagram Reels. That's about their attention span. That has led to people not reading books at all. And that for me is extremely worrisome. So I'm not saying everything that is happening very fast is something which has to be admired, but you have to take that into account. And when you look at international cinema, and we are now aspiring to go truly international, we have been...
So 2 minutes, I mean, to give so much time. But at the same time, as Javed Saab said, long films, as long as they have your attention,
Sure.
we enjoy them. Like
Yeah.
K3G was a wonderful movie. Hum Aapke Ho Kaun, DDLJ, these were long films,
Yeah.
but we really thoroughly enjoyed them. A lot of family situation to calm down. Duda logo bhi agree kuru lage na. So don't want to create a family situation here. But okay, now that you are agreeing and disagreeing with each other, who is the bigger critic at home?
Have you not guessed? Is it not obvious?
This is not true at all. Now let me in. I'm going to tell you a secret, okay? There was a film called Makri. It was a children's film, and I was playing a witch in the film. So I was, Vishal Bhardwaj was the director, and we knew that I had to get the look right. So I was doing horrible things to my face, and I was putting false teeth, and I was having crazy hair and all that. And one after the other we were going on. So Javed came in. But he said, but I thought you wanted, you were playing a witch. So I said, yes. So he said, where's the need for all the makeup? You should just go the way you are. So, and then he says, I'm the one who criticizes.
Okay, great, fantastic. We'll also throw some questions in the audience. The sound engineers, you have mics? You have some runners with mics? Yeah, you have. Okay. So, anybody wants to ask a question, please raise your hand. Try to get my attention. Who's the mic guy? My guy can come somewhere in the stairs so that, they're both of them there. So you can just raise your hand and ask questions. Anybody to start with? I'll come in between and any questions. We
I've
also
had many Q&A sessions.
we also have actors, amateur actors, we have actors from Patal Lok here, right? We have some Patal Lok actors.
Oh.
Yeah, I can see them around. Yes.
I've always noticed in Q&A the first two questions come with great reluctance. And once they have belled the cat, then everybody has two questions. So who will bell the cat?
we will stop at 2 then. Don't worry.
It's such an honor to see you in person and welcome to Nagaland. The question that I have is for Javed Saab. You said music knows no borders. True, but everything has a birthplace. Music, birds, and even rivers. And it is this womb or umbilical attachment that sets each apart as unique, beautiful, and incomparable. So when you speak of collaboration, sir, of taking music from all parts of India to create a syncretic art, including from here, can you tell us who or which party you imagine will be doing the taking, what the terms of giving or exchange will be, and the keeping of that product? To use a biblical metaphor most of us are familiar with, the question brought to King Solomon when two mothers claimed one child. To whom will the child belong?
Will be there. Besides that, obviously, the music should, if it is not film music, because in films we sell the music to the producer. In spite of that, according to the change that took place in 2012, that the right to royalty remains with the artist, with the composer and with the writer. In this country, we have a law that nobody can take away the right to royalty from the artist. And this IPRS is legally given this privilege or this responsibility to collect royalties of the artist and give it to them. So that will be their property if they are not using it in film. If they have sold it, their copyright to film, that's different. Then too they will have their royalty, both the parties. And the music, you see, the idea of purity is a very dangerous idea. Purity of language, purity of music, purity of culture. All these things are dynamic. They keep on changing. Now, purity of anything, culture, language, music, is like peeling an onion to find the onion. This onion is the layers which were made over the centuries. And the layers will be made in future also, and the onion will become bigger and bigger. How can we take out things that this belongs to so and so and this is mine? It doesn't happen like this in culture, in music, in art. There are many influences and they get together, and then after a little while you forget from where it had come. It creates a new genre. It creates a new language. That is how only languages that survive are those that keep on taking words from every language, expressions from every language. They become richer and richer and richer. So this exercise, hopefully, will be of mutual interest. It doesn't know who's the boss and who is taking more, 40% and 60%. No. In creativity, it doesn't happen like this. It is ours. And I think this effort can create new genres of music. Even today, ultimately, from where music has come. All the music of the world has come from tribes. And then it went to different places. And the urban, the more educated, the more sophisticated, so-called in inverted commas, they took the music and they refined it. And all this classical music was ultimately born in some tribe. And gradually it took this shape. So who does it belong to? It's not ownership, it's not property. It's a dynamic thing, it's a river which is going on and on and on. People die, but art lives and it will continue. So let's not bother about the percentages and ownership. Of course, legally you will be owner, anybody will be owner, should be, and have the right to a share in the profit of its marketing. But for how many years? Within the lifetime, after 6 years, and then it comes in public domain. Today Tagore's all work is in public domain. Shakespeare or Byron or any big writer, they are in public domain. So should we think what Shakespeare's family or descendants are getting today? That's not important. That's too small a thought. Actually, what is important that art should become richer and richer. We all stand to learn from each other, and we should do it.
The discussion we had during the workshop today with the IPR's team and licensing and the establishment of the hub here in Nagaland, I was wondering how, since you explained it so well, I understand what you're saying. Again, when it comes to the areas of where we have safeguard intellectual property that is cultural, ancestral, such as our songs that has been around for a long time, our folk music, our folk stories and the poems and all those things. How does that play into an era where we're trying to preserve historic treasures and move forward to creating new tunes and the licensing and who owns those properties? Is it the artist who first gets to sign up and get that numbering on that song, or does it belong to the people? That's one. Second question to you, sir, again, is in an era where there's so much impact by AI and technology, how does one stay true to one's own inner workings as a creative person, and how do you navigate this whole jungle that you all have to walk towards?
It's not a pond, it's not a lake, it's a river. It keeps on changing. You keep on taking influences from different places, and only that language, only that art survives, that is open to take things. The moment we close our doors, so many languages have become obsolete, but only those languages have survived centuries and millenniums that kept on taking words from other language, kept on changing themselves with time and so on. And this is true about the art also. As far as the benefit is concerned, asking IPRS that who should be the gainer. IPRS is made for this. the basic purpose of IPL. It's like asking cricket team of India what game you would like to play. So, this is our cricket. We are there to protect the artist. It is for the artist, by the artist, of the artist. So obviously, I mean, the fact is that if you make a composition, if you make a song, and you see sometimes the compositions are so beautiful and singing is so effective and orchestration is so nice that even if you don't understand the words, the song becomes popular. Sometimes the words are so wonderful that even that music is not that great as the words are, song becomes popular. So there are different tunes, singing, orchestration, words, they are all together, but in different numbers, different elements help more than others. It happens. But we are there to protect the interest of all the artists. So, हमारा तो काम ही है, that is what we do, that we see to it that if some art is created, the maximum profit or maximum gain should go to the person who has created it, or the people or the group that has created it. That's the work. And we are the only people. IPRS is the only society, registered society by the government that yes, you can do that. Now there are many people who are doing great work, but they are not in focus. They need the attention, they deserve the attention, which they are not getting, because they are not in mainstream. Not at the cost of the quality of their work, not at the cost of their individuality. This too you can have, you can do. This is also a possibility that we also achieve even at this time. You see, music has taken so many Western influences, Western instruments. So it doesn't mean that we have lost our identity. So the more the merrier, the more influences, but we will select. The artist will select whether he wants to or she wants to accept this influence or not. And even you take the influence or take a certain genre, how you will use it, that is your privilege and your choice. So we should never close our doors to others. We should listen. But ultimately, the artist will decide. And exposure, that is also as equally important as the creativity. You have made the thing. But where it is reached, how many people are aware that you have done such good work? That is also equally important. It should reach them. Many artists, by their temperament, are not the people who will do the marketing. Although with time I must say that artists are becoming smarter and smarter. But at the same time, there should be some people to help them in this, with good intention, that it should see that it reaches as many people as possible, as many countries and society as possible. You see, our people, I will request Mr. Nigam to tell you about it, that where we have sent artists, local artists, folk artists, what kind of impression they have created there. People were taken aback by their music, by their narrative. So, what happens that so much of talent in this country goes unnoticed, unappreciated, because you don't get their proper market or proper platform. It should be provided to them.
And walking into the jungle of AI and...
Now, second, since you are totally convinced by my first answer, I'll go to the second one. AI has come to stay, and we have to live with it. Now it is a new situation, and I suppose this new situation will need some new laws. First of all, if AI creates a tune, if AI writes a lyric, what is their source? Their source is what you call, what's the word for it? The data. They have thousands and thousands of songs, thousands and thousands of tunes, and words, and composition, and even singing, voices. And they can take that amalgamate them sometimes mix them, sometimes take exactly the original one instrument and so on and create music. But ultimately AI is dependent on data. Data that has been created by some individual, some human beings, how they should get some remuneration, some fees, some royalty for their data. And now it is nameless, I mean, there are lakhs and lakhs of songs, there are lakhs and lakhs of musical compositions. So I think people will have to sit down and think about it, that how people who have created such a data should be rewarded for it, should get their remuneration, because AI will not tell you from where they have taken this particular instrument or this particular word or this particular line. So this is something I'm not the master of that, but I think it can be done, it will be done. There is no other choice. So AI, everything that comes, it brings a package of some facilities and some problems. AI is a great facility, but at the same time AI can create and does create, as far as the copyright is concerned, some problems also. So I think people who are aware of international laws, people who think and create new laws, people who can find some solution and they have legal minds, they will have to bring out some regulation, some discipline, some law to protect the people whose original work is used as the data.
I mean, to kill the bill, I am here to interact with you guys. So here, once upon a time I was in Mumbai. I underwent advanced acting course and film direction course from Montage Films and Television Academy. But at Mumbai, we changes, we don't get any male lead role. That's why I came back and I started running one film production here in Ireland. So here, my question is, since you have your very potential son, Sir Farhan Akhtar, so I would be grateful if your son look east, like our BJP government or is implementing East policy.
You know what I like about what you're saying?
Yeah.
Is that it's not a question.
Okay.
I love it. So there's no responsibility on me. So good, please continue.
Question is, since in Northeast and more in Nagaland, we have beautiful ladies and gentlemen, and we have a huge potential of talents. Why not you act east? Besides nepotism in Hollywood, an example. For instance, why not look east and promote the young talents of Northeast people? That is my question.
May I answer? I have been asking of Hollywood for a very long time. They have been saying, why are actors cast only because of their ethnicity? Why can't you be given a profession like anybody else? So for more than 20 years this struggle is going on. And now in Hollywood, I've recently done a series with Steven Spielberg in which I was playing Paragonsky, but I was not required to change my accent, to change my face, to do anything. And in that very series, there was a Korean actor, there was an Australian actor, there was a black actor, they were different, and nobody had to give any explanations for their ethnicity. So the same is happening, and a lot of it is happening on the OTT platforms, because now we have casting directors that are casting their net very wide and looking for interesting faces that can match the character. So as long as you know the language, see, the most important thing is the language. If you can learn the language, I don't see that it's going to be a long way that this is not going to become a reality. Recently, Farhan's company, Excel Entertainment, made a film called Who, with a Manipuri young boy as the lead, and it got the BAFTA award internationally. So that in itself has opened up a lot of curiosity that, all right, let's look east, let's look northeast, let's look all over India. So I think what you are hoping for is soon going to become a reality.
So I suppose there are, two sides to it. One, that people from different parts of India. India is also almost like a continent, there are different cultures, different languages, different faces, and so on and so forth. So, if a film is made in a particular language, obviously we can work in that film only if we know the language. And people who have known the language or familiar with that language have worked. Danny is from Sikkim. Mala Sinha was from Nepal. But they worked and they were big stars. Not that only they worked in the film, they became major stars. But there is another element. One, that some people learn the language in which pictures are made in Bombay, and they work there. There is another factor which is perhaps even more important, that film should be made in every language, because that language represents not only a region but a certain culture, certain tradition, certain value system and so on. So we should think in terms of suppose tomorrow that Nagaland makes not very big budget pictures, because today subtitles are accepted all over the world, and that good cinema goes, like she gave an example of whom it was made in which state? Manipur. And it won BAFTA award. So it is possible that you develop, and if we can be of any help or contribution, we are always there. You develop a small film industry, make pictures in the language, pictures which are human, which are true, because you won't be able to put a lot of money, crores and crores in that, at least in the beginning. And there should be subtitles, and the whole world is the market. Whole world is the market. And we should try to do that. Why not? I'm sure that Nagaland will make beautiful films. They are beautiful people, they have good values, they are such nice hearts at their right places. Common sense says that if people of this state will make films, they will make good films. The film will have its heart at the right place. You need high self-esteem for it. So you should have high self-esteem. Do whatever you feel like. Choose things which really interest you, any profession, any work. There is nothing which is ordinary. Ordinary is the work, not the vocation. If somebody can polish a shoe perfectly, he is respectable. If somebody is a mediocre scientist, he is nobody. लोग ये बोले शहर में, if you want your shoe to be polished, please go to that market. At such a place, there is a man who polishes shoes. Nobody can do better than that. You are a respectable person. You have contributed something. And you are working in a big science lab, but you are just another person who has not done anything major. You are ordinary. It is the excellence. And excellence is a mirage. You will never get it. But the persuasion of excellence, whatever you are doing, is necessary. If you love yourself, if you respect yourself. Do what you really feel like doing. Don't look for security. Security is an excellence, not in the vocation. If you do anything very well, you are secure. जो आपका दिल चाहे, whatever your heart tells you to do, choose highways by your heart, subways by your head. एक रूट ले लिया, अब इसमें से कैसे मैनेज करना, वो अकल से, ब्रेन. But the choice of the highway should be from the heart. ये है, this is my goal, this is my mantra, and I want to contribute something. I'll do something which will people remember. Work hard on it. You will do it.
Thank you very much. It's been a wonderful evening. It's going to be so memorable, even personally for me, to sit with two legends, two icons, having a conversation like this. But I'm sure each and every one of you will have wonderful memories and take away great memories from this evening. You've been a wonderful audience. I think you guys deserve to give yourselves a round of applause. And thank you for coming out and participating in this. Thank you, Javed Saab. Thank you, Shabana ji. We know you have tight, terrible, deadly schedules. You travel around the world. You have so many engagements, so many commitments. But we so deeply appreciate the fact that you chose to come here, give us so much time, share your knowledge, share your opinion, listen to us, answer our questions. Thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts, and we look forward to welcoming you back to Nagaland with you, your loved ones, your friends, all of you. And I think Javed Saab deserves to get an honorary citizenship of Nagaland, after all that. And we know it's not a perfect place here. It's difficult to get here. It's not the most comfortable or luxurious of locations. But let me also assure you that Naga people, our smiles are genuine. We speak from the heart, and we are simple, but we spread love. And wherever you go, we request you to be positive ambassadors of Nagaland. There would have been shortfalls. Tell us where we fell short, but tell others the good things about Nagaland. Bring more people here, and be positive ambassadors of Nagaland and the Naga people. Ladies and gentlemen, take this around.
So be the change you want to see in the world. I end with Mahatma Gandhi's quote, be the change you want to see in the world.